The screen fades in on a dark, still winter night above the Baltic Sea. Snowflakes drift slow through thick gray fog, catching the faint glow of dim running lights. The massive hull of MV Wilhelm Gustloff cuts steadily through slushy black water. Its bottom glides just below the surface, decks stacked high toward the sky. Faint red cross markings bleed through gray paint along the upper rail. Only a low, distant thrum of engines breaks the silence. The camera pulls back wide, showing the ship alone against an endless dark ocean. Inside, every corridor and open hall is packed tight with thousands of civilians. Women huddle with small children on cold wooden floors, their backs pressed to bulkheads. No empty seats remain anywhere on the ship. Every face is drawn with exhaustion. Every breath plumes white in the unheated air. Dim yellow light bulbs hang from low ceilings, casting long, wobbly shadows over packed bodies. No one sings, no one laughs. People whisper only when necessary, their voices tight with unspoken fear. Outside, the fog thickens until it swallows all light 100 yards from the bow. Down in the radar room, two officers lean over the flickering green screen. One taps the glass with a blunt finger, his brow furrowed. The other shakes his head and mutters something too quiet to hear. They turn back to their logs and dismiss the faint blip as a trick of the fog. Beneath the surface of the dark water, 100 meters away, the faint steel silhouette of a Soviet submarine hangs motionless. Its torpedo tube swings slow toward the massive unescorted liner. The quiet hum of the submarine's engines mixes with the distant thrum of the liners. The target holds steady. The first torpedo leaves the tube with a faint whoosh of compressed air. It cuts silent through the dark water, 100 meters of straight path. No warning. It hits the bow, lower deck, without any fanfare. A deep, cracking boom rips through the whole ship from stem to stern. Every light flickers once, then half of them cut out completely. The entire 200-meter hull shudders like a living thing hit by a sledgehammer. Screams bubble up from lower decks immediately, sharp and panicked. Cold seawater surges into the flooded compartments, rising fast over abandoned luggage and sleeping children. Chaos erupts up and down every deck. People shove past each other toward the boat deck, tripping over bodies and fallen chairs. Some fall down steep stairwells, and no one stops to pull them up. Icy wind howls through open hatches, whipping stinging snow into exposed faces. Crew members pry at the lifeboat davits, but half the locks are frozen shut from the winter cold. One lifeboat drops wrong, tipping halfway down the davit, and spills all 30 people into the black water before it can be lowered fully. The crew shout conflicting orders over the roar of wind and screams. Water rises faster than the crew can plug the breaches. Within 20 minutes, the ship tilts heavily to its port side. The upper decks slope so steep that people can no longer stand. The remaining lights dim to faint glows, then flicker out one by one. A deep, tortured metallic groan tears out from the hull as the steel frame buckles under the weight of incoming water. The thousands of people still clinging to the upper rail slide down the sloped steel into the ocean in a single roaring wave. The stern drops fast, cracks the surface of the dark water, and disappears from view. For a few seconds, bubbles churn the surface and the groan echoes through the thick fog. Then the water goes still. Silence falls across the Baltic, broken only by the howl of the winter wind. The camera holds on the empty dark ocean. Small pieces of debris drift slow across the frame. Splintered wood, a child's woolen mitten, a broken life preserver. No heads bob above the frigid water. No shouts can pierce the wind. The fog closes in soft and cold, swallowing all traces of the massive ship. A deep Turkish voice rumbles over the quiet sound of wind and moving water. The 30th of January, 1945. This ship was sailing toward one of the greatest maritime disasters in history. More than 10,000 people, abandoned to their fate in the middle of ice-cold waters. One single attack, and everything ended. But the real question is this: was this an accident or an unavoidable tragedy? The image fades out, leaving only the low sound of the cold ocean